So in this video, we want to show you a cool audio effect called audio visualization that you can use in your own videos.
Even though sometimes I make mistakes in my life, life goes on and on.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Filmstock YouTube channel. We are Chris and Christina, and we are here to help you make better videos and empower your inner video creator. Before we go any further, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any future video tips.
So you may not know what audio visualization is, but more than likely you have seen it before. It can be used in a few different ways, so let's jump into Filmora and we'll show you some examples. Okay, so just before we get started with this quick little tutorial, to create something like this yourself, you will need to download the packs I am using in this video. The links to those packs and Filmora will be in the description below. So for this first example, I wanted to create a little clip that resembles something like a music album cover. As I said at the start of the video, this is probably where most of you have seen the audio visualization effect before. It's just a nice way to add some animation as the music plays, and you can also add an artistic look to it as well. So the first one is actually really simple to make. In the audio visualization intro pack, there are a number of pre-made title screens. So I just chose one I liked and dragged it onto the timeline. The next thing I did was find a nice clip which I thought would create a nice artistic feel to the album cover. I then placed it under the title screen on the timeline and moved it into position. You can also change the text very easily by simply double clicking on it and entering the song name or the name of the album, for example. You could also add some lyrics here if you wanted to. And to finish things off and add the audio animation, I used this effect from the Audio Visualization Intro Pack Volume 2. Now the cool thing about these audio visualization effects is when you add music below this layer on your timeline, the effect will automatically move to the beat of that song, which makes it super easy to do, and it's also quite satisfying to watch.
So this audio effect works really nicely with a music cover like Chris just showed you, and that's probably where you have seen it before. But it can also be used in some other ways too, so Chris is going to show you some examples.
Okay, so for the next example I decided to incorporate this effect into a music video style sequence. The first thing I did was find some clips which I thought would work well together and place them on the timeline to create a nice sequence. I added some music to the sequence and cut the clips to flow nicely with the song. I then added some glitch transitions between some of the clips just to mix things up and give it a bit of a grungy feeling. And finally I added another effect from the Audio Visualization Intro Pack Volume 2. I decided to use a different style this time and placed it at the bottom of the frame. Now as the music plays, the effect will stay on screen throughout the sequence and just adds some more animation as it moves to the beat of the music. You can also adjust the opacity of this effect if you want it to blend in more to the background. You can do this by simply double clicking on the clip and then adjusting the opacity to your liking. And finally onto the third example. With this one I wanted to create something a little more cinematic and use the audio visualization just as a nice little addition to the intro. Imagine this is something like an intro to a movie or documentary style video. Once again I picked some similar cinematic clips and placed them on the timeline. I made some adjustments to the colour of each clip to make sure they all matched nicely. You can do this by double clicking on a clip and then clicking on the colour tab. You can then make adjustments to the white balance and tones of the image, etc. And if you need to get a little bit more specific, you can click on the advanced section, and here you can make more specific adjustments to the colours and really perfect your colour grade. So after I had colour graded the clips, I chose some music I thought would work nicely for this sequence, I placed it under my clips, and after I had cut the clips to the music, it was time to add the audio visualization effect. As I mentioned previously, I wanted the effect to be a bit more subtle in this example. So I chose an effect that I thought would work, placed it on the timeline and resized it. I then placed a cinematic style title above the audio effect, and I used the audio effect to almost frame the title. I think this just adds a nice subtle animation and creates a nice effect to this cinematic intro sequence.
You're right, even though sometimes I make mistakes in my life, life goes on and on.
So now you know what audio visualization is, and hopefully you can add it to your own videos in some cool ways.
The examples I showed you are just a few ways I thought it could work, but feel free to get as creative as you want with it.
There are some links in the description where you can find some packs with audio visualization effects. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button too. Have fun with that one, keep creating, and we will see you in the next one.